about was Chicago crime and the lack of knowledge about that. A lot of people don't realize how bad the situation really is. Uh, I'm going to do a YouTube video here. I'm opening up and let's see if I can find it right away. Add to playlist. Okay. Let's see if this pops up. Okay. Here it is. Chicago Under the Gun. And let's see, is this speaks for itself.
The reality is there has been a dramatic decline in shootings and homicides in 2013. The city's homicide rate will hover around the 400 mark, some 100 fewer than the 506 murders recorded in 2012, when Chicago had the most murders of any city in this country. A Yale University criminologist says that Chicago is on track to have its lowest homicide rate since 1967 and its lowest violent crime rate since 1972. Police have altered their approach at fighting these violent crimes.
Chicago Police Department has allowed its officers to work on their days off. They have the option of working their days off in some of the most violent areas in the city as needed.
We've also been able to identify the people who are most likely to be involved in homicide in the city of Chicago. And we've prioritized, we're concentrating on the top 400 of that group. Going out and making.
Why don't they hire more police
making
officers
sure that if a
and
warrant pops on them, we arrest them.
reduce the overtime? It's a pretty stressful job, I would think.
But with the good news comes a sobering South and West Side neighborhoods like
Yeah,
North
it's
Lawndale,
pretty sad.
Englewood, Roseland, West Pullman, and East Garfield Park.
She was in the car. Stoplight on 73rd King Drive. Someone pulled up alongside of the car. You know, they said the young men that worked in the car was yelling out the window. Everybody in the car got shot. Everybody. My daughter was the only one that died. I remember cussing. I remember falling on my knees, crying to God, saying, please, God, don't let this be true. Not my baby. The shooter don't understand. He don't understand that he not only took my daughter, he took my life. He took the lives of my sons. There's so much violence, so many children dying, so many mothers crying. And these young men, they're not only, it's more than
Yeah.
just one life they're taking. They're not only taking the victims,
Indirectly,
they're taking their lives as well.
Indirectly,
Because
yeah.
one day they have to
There's a
stand
lot
before
going on.
judgment.
There are numerous reasons cited for violence in the city. The easy access to guns, where even convicted criminals have no problems purchasing weapons.
Yeah, it's true. There's all kinds of interstates running up into Chicago.
Prison.
I used to drive trucks, so I know that.
Single-parent homes, often substandard education, and lack of positive mentors for at-risk youth are also cited as problems.
A lot of times when we talk about crime and public safety, the tendency is to look at what happens on the front end as it relates to law enforcement and police involvement. And really, we have to look at the whole system. We have to look at what's happening as children are very young. We have to look at the school system. If there is involvement in the justice system, then we have to carry it all the way through, not just to what might happen in detention and jails, but we also have to look at what happens afterwards and what resources are available after people come back to their communities.
You have to have economic alternatives to
Yeah.
what's happening in the communities.
You can't have a lot of poverty.
African communities, especially poor communities.
I mean, a lot of people can't even
what they call the black market, or the,
afford their own house anymore. Most people.
So it's everything from selling bootleg DVDs to selling loose squares to kicking down doors, breaking into somebody's house and snatching iPhones. That's how people exist. And until you can provide an alternative to that, you don't have the moral authority to tell these young people don't do it.
Even warm weather in the summer plays a role.
It being hot out doesn't make people shoot each other, but we get a lot more multiple victim incidents because people are congregating more and there's more potential for conflict because more people are out socializing.
Oh my gosh.
And in the summer, raw emotion is often displayed at crime scenes, like this incident in North Lawndale in June, where an armed man was killed by police.
They shot he running, they shot him in the car. On side what car? They car in the Tahoe. They shot, he was running and they shot him. While they was in the car.
My brother didn't know what was going on. They trying to get out of the situation. They ain't want to be in it. I know where the drive-by is. I ain't slow. That's when somebody shoot out their car at you and keep driving. That's what they did to my brother.
Man, well, Angel, that I'm not gonna say they make it because we gonna keep the spirit here. This message is to that public enemy that took that baby, and it's personal with us. And it's personal with anybody that want to keep quiet and don't want to turn them in.
And the victims of these crimes seem to be younger, often little children.
We were coming from a family function, and I seen friends that I hadn't seen in a long time, and they were
traditionally, that's where they go to pop their fireworks. You never think for a moment that if you're in the park playing with some kids, that you gotta worry about them being shot.
What do you tell your kids when they ask you questions about scenes like this? How do you
Just gotta
explain?
pray, man.
Just stop and pray. Everything in God's hands is just everything's happening for a reason, I guess. Just gotta stay out the way. We play in the house for that long.
As 2013 ends, families and friends of those lost to gun violence are trying to pick up the pieces after this year of tragedy.
I'm in the first quarter. Last quarter. The first 12 months of my life. I remember it.
The mother of Idea Pendleton.
Yeah, I remember when that broke. That was really sad too. And this stuff never gets reported in the newspapers, really.
Proliferation of firearms.
No Fox News or anything.
It's been time. So how you doing? And the real fact of the matter is, I'm still on hospital too. You don't walk down the street past me every day, and someone texts me and say, "Aren't you that girl Nora?" See, that's the difference in the profile. You know, there are some people that get to mourn privately, and you get to choose when you want to remember and choose when to forget. But I have to respect that people remember all of this.
It's sad not being able to see like all my friends here, but I know I'm gonna make like new friends and stuff. It's just that's the ones I have now.
Meanwhile, one of Idea's friends has moved away to a Massachusetts boarding school, where she is still inspired by her lost companion.
So her name is Kaylin Jones. She's 16 years old. She was a classmate and a good friend of Idea Pendleton, and she was there when Idea was shot. She held Idea's hand as Idea lay on the street. And since that's happened, she has gotten accepted into boarding school. So she attends Deerfield Academy in Western Massachusetts. It's a really elite, high-achieving boarding school. And she started there in early September.
In Chicago, it feels like everyone has like similar perspectives because we all come from, you know, urban settings, but it's not the same here because a lot of these kids, like, I don't want to like knock them, but like they don't know what like it means to really like struggle in any.
Most of us don't even have an idea what it's like to live.
Polaroids that I really like that were.
Just because you see pillows on the couch doesn't mean you're
January
rich.
29th is the day that Idea Pendleton died. So when the 29th of every month rolls around, she kind of has a different reaction to it. Either she's able to get up and go about her day, or on some days it just paralyzes her.
Some days when I wake up on the 29th, it's like really bad, and I like can't get out of bed, I'm crying all day. And then sometimes I think like I'm not being fat enough, and then I always go back to thinking like it's probably my fault because you like wasn't gonna come to work that day, and then I was